Welcome back to the Abstrakt Zarathustra. Now, I did Brewdog for my first ever review, and I promised I wasn't going to do it again for a while. Let's face it, if I did a review of theirs every time they did something insane, all you would see is their beers. But this one, tad unusual even for them, so I thought, come up to the new year, let's give it a go.
I could be wrong, I could be right. I could be black, I could be white. I could be right, I could be wrong.
Before we get on to which beer I'm actually reviewing, a bit of background on terms. Everybody knows a stout. Standard beer, black, quite roasted flavours, chocolate and coffee. But stout actually didn't always mean that. Stout just meant strong to begin with. And it was a stout porter, a strong porter, that became what we now know of as a stout. Not a big deal, but it just shows how terms move on. So then we have the Imperial Stout. Imperial basically meaning strong again. So we've got a strong beer. We tend to look at ones from about 8% up for that. Now, Imperial is a term that always gets on my nerves slightly, because it always calls to mind the empire, imperialism, going into other people's countries, fucking them up, and they're going, shit, good thing we invaded them, look how fucked up they are. So, why all this digression about stout and the subtext of Imperial Stout? Well, the beer we'll be looking at today is AB08. What it is an Imperial Stout, but Brewdog decided what they'd do is change up the style a bit and make a blonde Imperial Stout. So, Brewdog, what you're telling me is you looked at the stout and went, you know what would make it better if we made it white. Brewdog, talk about making the subtext text. So, you've got a beer that's normally black, that's linked with imperialism, that's now blonde. Why didn't you just make it blue-eyed and be done with it? Okay, that's turquoise. We'll let you off on this one, Brewdog. This time. So this is what we're looking at. Can they make a beer that's blonde that actually tastes like an Imperial Stout? Only one way to find out. This may mess with my liberal Guardian reading mind slightly. Keep with me, okay? Did anyone else get a really bad feeling there? Now, for all I was going on before, it's kind of odd. They call this a blonde stout. But when you look at it, it's much more burnished mahogany red colour. So, maybe it's false advertising. On the aroma, you're getting a lot of sweetness there. Caramelised sugar, honey, and there's also some hop effects going on there. They've been aged a bit, this is a year-old beer, but you're still getting a touch of pineapple, some kind of mandarin orange going on there. As I say, slightly aged, but still present. So, let's try the first sip and see if it stands up to its claims. Okay, it's again very sweet. Golden syrup-esque with brandy snaps in there. You do get this dark bit of chocolate in the middle though, which is a real stout thing to do. Then on the finish it's very treacle tart, bit of pineapple, but then again that charring, slightly roasted feel. It's not directly feeling like an Imperial Stout. Like the look of it, it's very close to a barley wine. Not surprising considering the strength. But it's almost as if someone took a shot of a heavy-duty Imperial Stout and dropped it straight in the middle of that barley wine, giving these odd conflicting flavours. Okay, good news. Halfway through the tasting, nothing weird's happened. It's all perfectly fine. Now, this beer was made a year ago and has been aging in the bottle since then. And contrary to some people's impressions, you can age beer, especially very strong beer like this. The differences are quite interesting. When I had it when it was young, the sweetness was a lot brighter, kind of like candy cane sugar rather than brown sugar. Less treacle, more towards the golden syrup aspects it had. These kind of darker sugar flavours are much more appropriate towards the Imperial Stout style it claims to be. It also becomes a lot smoother like this. The other interesting thing is it seems to rely quite a bit on hops for some of the flavours, and hops don't tend to age very well. They're still there, but you're getting kind of a slight mustiness, slight clinginess to them on your tongue. Anyway, contrary to my fears, this isn't turning me into some mad Daily Mail reader, thank goodness. The fuck? Odd. On the finish, what I was talking about with the hops becomes much more important. When it was young, it really was really fresh, citrusy hops going on there. But now, they become more clinging, still bitter, but less fresh with the age. And it actually seems to suit the cold to Imperial Stout style quite well. Makes it feel a bit more roasted, lets the chocolate work a bit better. You've still got the treacle there, but it feels more heavy duty. Which is interesting, because usually I'm not a big fan of hops in Imperial Stout. Urge to read Daily Mail writing. Help me! Right, before it gets any weirder, let's get the conclusion done. This beer, despite its best attempts, isn't really an Imperial Stout. It's got calls to it, it's got the chocolate, it's got roasted, but the sweetness much more calls to barley wine. I mean, I've been having it for a while now, and this lovely jamminess is coming out amongst these golden syrup and toffee flavours. So, it's still a very good beer, just not the one it's claiming to be. The thing is, because it's that halfway point, it's not a barley wine, it's not an Imperial Stout, it's not going to beat the best of either type. However, if you want to try something different, something a bit experimental, then it is great fun. And I love trying stuff like this, stuff that doesn't quite reach what it's trying to do, but at least attempts to experiment and have fun. So if that's your thing, you're going to have fun with it. If not, there are better beers. Anyway, we're all done, we're safe, nothing's gone weird, we're all happy. The fuck? The fuckity fuck? What the fuck is going on here? Just get out! Right. Something is very wrong here. It's gotta be the beer. The subtext becoming text is ruining my mind. I've got to take care of it. Am I going mad, or did that bottle just laugh?
Okay, you got me. It's not the beer. It's me. The bottle. I was possessed by a Daily Mail editor. Are you gonna kill me for this?
Nah, I'm a Guardian reading lefty. I don't believe in the death penalty.
Well, I guess it just goes to show. It's true what they say. Evil isn't black or white. It's green.
Really? On second thoughts,
I only dream in black and white. I only dream 'cause I'm alive. I only dream in black and white to save me from my sin.
Tobacco.